Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery in our video studio today to bring you a brand new product by Mathews. This is a line that they've never been in before. This is the Arrow Vault. So, it's an arrow case. Let's get it to its basic form there. It is a case for your arrows, but what's new and cool about it, first off, is the material. And it's super lightweight. This weighs just over a pound. Going to be able to hold up to a half dozen arrows. You're going to have molly straps on the back here. So I'm looking at this quite honestly, and what I'm seeing is something to put your arrows in for total archery challenge. You got your backpack, boom, stick these right into your backpack when you're out on the course. Perfect place to hold your arrows. Or for those of you hunters who are traveling, especially if you're going into some backcountry, you're on horses, you're in a boat, you're on a floatplane, something where having exposed arrows, you don't want them to get bent or anything like that. So, lots of applications there for this case. But it is super small and, compact. So what you're gonna see inside here is this is what it looks like. You are going to have the flared ends. That's going to be where your fletching is going to sit. So this is the case itself. There are two different pieces to this system. You're going to have the Arrow Vault and you're going to have the Arrow Vault magazine. They are sold separately. Let's talk about the Vault first. So there's going to be two versions. You can see this one here is Mathews branded. However, for those of you who do not shoot Mathews bows, we have the AV, Arrow Vault. So Hoyt, Elite, PSE, BowTech, whatever, you folks can use an Arrow Vault that is not going to be branded with the Mathews logo on there. The case itself is 34 inches long, and here, when it's closed, you're going to have 1.5 inches wide, and down here at the ends, it's going to be 2.5 inches wide. So as I mentioned, super compact. And to be honest, you could just store your arrows in here like that for sure. You could just stack them in there if you wanted to. However, Mathews does make the magazine, which is designed to keep your arrows intact so they're not rattling around in there. So here's how the magazine works. You can have this little latch back here. You can see those magnets. The magnets are what hold it in place. Open that up, pull it back, and now I slide my arrows in horizontally, I guess it is. One on top of the other. I'm going to alternate my fletchings. There are 3 different sizes. You can see right here, I've got the Easton FMJ 5 millimeters. This is the medium size. There's gonna be a small 4 millimeter, and there's gonna be a large 6 millimeter. In the decimal point sizes, small is gonna be for your 166 arrows, medium is gonna be for your 204, the large is going to be for your 245 diameter, 245, 246. All right, so one of the things with the Arrow Vault magazine is that they are designed to cover a broad range of diameter arrows. There is a small, medium, and large, which are generally considered to be 4 millimeter, 5 millimeter, 6 millimeter. But as we know, there are arrows of many different sizes in there. So the Mathews has accounted for that with this mat right here. So I have the large Arrow Vault magazine here, which is mainly designed for 246 diameter arrows. So you'll notice when I load the 246 in there, the idea is to keep your arrows snug. And I cannot budge this when it is closed. I'm really yanking on it, pushing and pulling. It does not move. That's perfect fit. However, if I go to, let's say, a Black Eagle Spartan, which is a 224 diameter, you'll notice right off the bat, this arrow is a lot more loose. Closed, it's a little bit better, but I can still slide it back and forth pretty easily. So what you're gonna get this pad. It's an insert. So for that 224, my Black Eagle Spartans, I would want to slide that in just like that. It sticks down. I'm not going to stick it in place, but there's an adhesive backing I would put on top there, lock it into place, and then when I put in my 224 arrow, you can tell even just with me loading it that it is a lot more snug. Now I have that secure fit. I cannot move it left or right. So if you're just, all of that is to say, Mathews has accounted for those different diameters within the sizes. So it'll be able to fit a broad range of arrows. No matter what you have, you'll be able to get your arrows to fit in the magazine snugly. So as we were doing here, loading the magazine this way, and I can get all 6 of them stacked in there. You can see that. And then I just take the top, close it in. Now, watch how nice this goes inside. I can take all 6 of them, put them in, close it up. And then when I want to take them out, again, this is where you'll see the value of that magazine. Well, first off, before we do that, you know, they're all together in there, so they're not really rattling. That's the zippers you heard slapping. So they're staying together in there nicely. Comes time to take them out. I got the magazine. I can lift all 6 of them out at once. Now, what I'll tell you, a couple things here that I've learned playing with this for the last couple days. First off, you know, these are full-length arrows. They have no inserts in them. Let's say you have 26-inch arrows, 27-inch arrows. You need to get your fletchings into these pockets here, as you can see, because that's where the flare outs are. So how you would accommodate that is simply by adjusting your arrows this way. You can see if I were to pull them out, obviously if these were shorter arrows, that's how I can get them into those pockets for the fletchings. Just stagger them like that. That's all you got to do in order to get shorter arrows to fit to the ends there. Now, broadheads. You can probably get most expandable broadheads. You could have them sitting on there. I will tell you this case is designed for you to not have your broadheads on there. Field points for a total archery challenge, for sure, put them on there. But expandable broadheads, some are going to work with it, some are not. Broadheads, fixed blades, I probably wouldn't put fixed blades on these when they're going in there just because of blade orientation that you'd have to get set just right when this is closed. You don't want a blade poking through. But like I said, field points for sure. Some expandables depending on what's sticking out of the sides of them for putting inside the case. I'd probably just take the broadheads off. Keep them separate, put your arrows in here. So something else that I tested when I was playing with this case the last couple days, you can see in the arrow magazine I've got my FMJs fletched with boning blazer vanes. Obviously the blazers are very flexible, they're short, 2-inch, so I was curious, hey, how's this system gonna work maybe with some bigger vanes that aren't quite as flexible? So I did take some TAC driver 2.75s. If you've ever fletched with these before, you know that if they are bent over, they tend to stay like that. If they're packed and the fletchings are folded over, you have to kind of let them sit out or expose them to some heat and they come back to shape. Well, I was wondering, hey, what if you jammed them in here? Are they gonna fold over flat? And they did not. I was able to orient them so that the arrows could stack neatly, put them inside there, and I did not have any issues with the TAC driver 275s. So point being, regardless of what fletchings you use, There's probably a way you can orient them stacked in the magazine and then put into the vault where you're not going to damage them or have them fold over or anything. So that is the Arrow Vault and the Arrow Vault magazine by Mathews. Great new arrow case from the folks at Mathews. Again, I see Total Archery Challenge, traveling hunters, especially those going into the wilderness. This is going to be a convenient yet condensed and safe way to carry your arrows so that they're not exposed to any of the hazards of travel like that. If you want to see the different versions of the Arrow Vault as well as the different sizes of the magazines, be sure to click the link in the description below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. As always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at lancasterarchery.com.